You know the feeling, right? It's that time of year. We make this big to-do list and we're just buzzing with energy, feeling like this is the year. This is the year we'll finally get fit or launch that side hustle. But then February rolls around and that energy, it's gone and we're right back where we started. It's such a frustrating cycle. But here's the thing. Transformation doesn't happen in those big, dramatic moments. It happens in the quiet, small choices that nobody else even sees.
So why? Why does this happen to pretty much all of us? It's the universal question, isn't it? Our best intentions, our biggest goals, they just seem to fade away. And we're left with this feeling that we failed, that we just don't have enough willpower.
But what if I told you that entire feeling of failure is based on a lie? The problem was never you. It's not about a lack of desire, and it's definitely not about willpower. It's the system you're using. It's your architecture. You're trying to build this incredible skyscraper on a foundation of sand and, well, it's always going to crumble. Okay, so let's get into what that really means. To fix the system, first we have to understand the machine we're working with, and that's our own brain. Turns out there's this powerful ancient program running in the background all the time. Think of it like a law of energy conservation that is biologically hardwired to fight against the very changes we're trying to make.
So, let me introduce you to your survival brain. For millions of years, its job has been incredibly simple. Keep you alive by conserving energy and avoiding anything that seems risky. To this part of your brain, something new, a new habit, a new project, that's not an opportunity, that's a potential threat. Its main goal is to get you to repeat whatever you did yesterday, because hey, that worked, you survived, so why change?
And this really lays out the battle that's going on inside your head every single day. On one side, you've got the survival brain, always pulling you toward the easy, comfortable, familiar path. But on the other side, there's your evolving self. That's the part of you that wants to grow, that wants to be challenged. So every time you try to build a new habit, you are literally fighting against a billion years of evolution. Isn't that wild to think about?
Okay, so if fighting our own biology is basically a losing battle, what's the move? We need a smarter strategy. We have to stop trying to just try harder and instead learn how to trick the machine. And it all starts with this fundamental shift in our approach, from focusing on what we do to focusing on who we want to become. This is called the identity shift, and honestly, it changes the entire game.
So, look at this. Most of us set goals that are outcome-focused. I want to lose 20 pounds. The problem is, you're in a constant state of failure until you finally hit that big, far-off target. But when you switch to an identity focus, everything flips. You're not chasing a result anymore, you're just living out an identity.
This is such a powerful idea. Going for a walk isn't just about burning a few calories, it's you casting a vote that says, I am a healthy person. Reading one page of a book isn't just a chore, it's a vote for the identity of, I am a reader. These little votes are the actual building blocks of your new identity. You are proving it to yourself one tiny choice at a time. All right, so how do we make sure we're casting these votes every single day, especially when our survival brain is screaming at us to just stay on the couch and watch TV? We need simple, practical, low-friction tools. We need to rig the game so that making the right choice is actually the easiest choice.
First up is a game changer, the 2-minute start. You see, the reason we procrastinate usually isn't because we're lazy. It's because of something called activation energy. You know that initial push it takes to just get started? This rule completely short-circuits that resistance by making the first step so ridiculously easy that it's almost harder not to do.
Think about it like this. Your goal is not go for a 5-mile run. Your goal is to just put on your running shoes. That's it. That's the whole task. Because once your shoes are on, the effort required to actually walk out the door is cut in half. Momentum starts to take over. But even if it doesn't, even if you just put on your shoes and take them off, you still cast your vote. You still won the day.
Okay, so that's how you get started. But what about those days when you have absolutely zero gas in the tank? The days you have no motivation. This brings us to our second tool, and it's designed to defeat the #1 enemy of change, that nasty all-or-nothing mindset. I'm talking about the never-zero rule.
Listen, some days you're going to feel tired, unmotivated, and overwhelmed. That's just part of being human. The rule here is incredibly simple. You just don't let the day end with a 0. You can't do a full workout? Fine. Do 1 push-up. You can't read a chapter? Fine, read 1 sentence. Because 1 is infinitely more powerful than 0. 0 is where your momentum dies. It's where good habits go to break. And finally, tool number 3. To maintain this new architecture you're building, you need what's called the weekly reset. Life gets messy, right? Our focus gets scattered all over the place.
This is your scheduled appointment with yourself to just clear out all that mental clutter. You sit down and ask, what worked last week? What didn't? And the most important question, what is my one big move for the week ahead? It puts you right back in the architect's chair.
Now, I know, hearing all of this, an identity shift, 3 new tools, it might feel like a lot to take on. It can sound a little overwhelming. But the real beauty of this whole system is that you don't do it all at once. The real secret is in the power of 1.
Your goal is not to wake up tomorrow and implement 10 new habits. That's a recipe for burnout. Your goal is to pick 1. Just 1 single habit, make that your entire focus, just cast that 1 vote day after day until doing it feels more weird not to do it. So research suggests it takes on average around 66 days for a new behavior to become automatic, to feel natural. Once that 1 habit is locked in, once it's basically installed into your hardware, you suddenly have all this mental bandwidth freed up to add the next layer, and then the next. And this is the reframe that makes all the difference in the world. This whole process, it isn't a checklist of things you're doing. It is a fundamental rebuilding of who you are from the inside out. You are literally becoming the architect of your future self, one small, quiet, powerful choice at a time. So please, stop waiting to feel motivated. Motivation is a fair-weather friend. It only shows up when things are new and exciting. Instead of relying on a feeling, build an architecture. Build a system that supports you on your absolute worst days, not just your best ones. Because that is the secret to change that actually sticks.
So I'll leave you with this one question. Forget about next year, forget about next week. What is the one single 2-minute vote you can cast for the person you are becoming right now, today? That's it. That's where your new architecture begins.